There's a sign just off the forest road that reads, "Welcome to Vail Lake, a surprising refuge." Of course, this is in reference to the fact that it's a relatively sizable lake in an otherwise arid land that provides habitat for countless species of wildlife, especially birds. In my opinion, Vail Lake also provides a surprising refuge to people, a small escape from the rest of the world where the only things bugging you are the wind in the trees and the chatter of wildlife. Located on Anderson Mesa, about 10 miles southeast of Flagstaff, Arizona, Vail Lake has an interesting history. Basins such as Vail were formed about 1 to 5 million years ago when underground voids in the mesa collapsed. Eventually, these collapsed voids were sealed with clay deposits, which is what allows them to hold the water that we can see today. Prehistoric and other native peoples of the area likely used Vail Lake and other basins like it to harvest water. In more recent times, the land on Anderson Mesa has been used for grazing. Allegedly, the water at Vail Lake has been responsible for the deaths of livestock. Today, however, the lake is fenced off to preserve the water and habitat for a great variety of species. The journey to Vail Lake is not a difficult one. Half of your journey is trekking across the old worn-out forest road. You'll cross the Arizona Trail on your way there. The only obstacles you have to face are some large rocks. Most of the way there, you'll be able to enjoy the satisfying crunch of pine needles and pine cones underneath your feet. It's surprising, really, how few people make the trek out here. During the dry season, you'd be hard-pressed to call Vail a lake at all. This is especially true after a dry winter like the one Flagstaff has seen recently. However, even without much water, Vail Lake continues to be an important backbone to life, and the wildlife are without a doubt still making the most of it. "254 species of birds have been recorded on Anderson Mesa. That is almost half of all birds known to live in Arizona. Lakes like Vail provide habitat to native birds as well as those just passing through during their migrations. When you come to Vail Lake, it's easy to see why I think it's a surprising refuge. You're unlikely to ever see another person when you're out there. You're free to listen to the calls of the birds and watch the wildlife pass you by, or just soak in the scene and enjoy the San Francisco peaks in the distance. Depending on what time of day you're there, you might catch the elk doing their morning grazing. Perhaps you'll see the bustle of waterfowl as they go about their day. You might see a herd of pronghorn passing through. Maybe you'll see the swallows dart around as they feed and they bathe. Careful where you step though, because Vail Lake is also crawling with spiders. Vail Lake might not be the most visually impressive place around. Really, it's not even the most impressive place in northern Arizona. At times, it's hard to even call it a lake. But it's not hard to be captured by the draw of the natural world, to let your thoughts wander and your senses be teased. I think we're lucky to have places to go and do what you might call people detox, a place to go where you can relax and watch the sun go down in a refuge from the outside world.